Hello everybody! Welcome to Crafty Chemist Designs. How is everybody doing today? If you're on, say hello so I know you're here. If you're watching the replay, say #replay so I know that you watched it. I'm going to quickly share this to the group. Okay, I just shared it to the group. And now let me tag some people. How's everybody doing today? What's the weather like by you? It's middling here. Not too hot, not too cold, kind of like Mama Bear, I guess, right? Mama Bear? Hi, Julie. I had to wear my coat today, like a jacket, but I mowed the lawn without a jacket, so. Okay, I tagged Vicky too. Hey, oh, I just tagged you, Vicky, and wrote Winnie the Pooh so that you would know to jump on. Okay, so a lot's going on. Hi, Dee, how are you? How you feeling today? Sorry you felt bad yesterday. Hi, Jean. Well, let's get started. Everybody's excited about these. These are a few of my Winnie the Pooh cards, and I just labeled this easy cards with Winnie the Pooh because this suite really makes it super easy to make cards. So you'll see I have a few of varying degrees of difficulty. Think about which ones you like the best and which ones you want me to make. Just a couple quick announcements. Remember my free National Scrapbooking Month virtual crop party on Saturday, May 9th from 1 to 9 p.m. Click on the QR code and it will take you there. Hi, Diana. We're going to have some fun next Saturday. Product of the month still available, the Eyelet Blooms die. I just did get this, but I haven't had time to play with it yet. And the two kits for April basically are the Sunniest Scrapbooking kit. I was hoping that this one was going to be on sale yesterday during the 20% off sale, but it wasn't because I was going to get that. And then the Painted Skies. These ones are gorgeous. I know Vicky got this paper. I wonder if this paper is shiny like the Paper Suite is. And then last chance to get your online exclusives before all the new stuff comes in. On Wednesday, I am having a catalog walkthrough of this catalog. I've got some samples. I've got some product, so I'm really looking forward to it. And actually, this is a sneak peek of stuff that is going to be released on Tuesday. So let's get started. I had the printout of the new catalog, online exclusives. Oh, you know what? I know where I put it. So this is part of, I know, too busy going, Megan, I'm so far behind. I've got like 3 things I need to do tonight after this before I go to sleep. Okay, so here's where it is. So the online exclusive, these go live on Tuesday along with the new catalog drop. And the big thing with the online exclusive is this Winnie the Pooh suite. Now it is only available in the US, but I can only sell to people in the US, so that shouldn't be a problem. I don't know if it's copyright things or what, but here is the entire suite. I think this is called a mega bundle because there are actually 2 stamp sets and die sets. Okay, I'll show you those. And then the paper suite and an embossing folder. So you can get, the paper is called Silly Old Bear and the suite is called Silly Old Bear. The Winnie the Pooh Friends is called Sweet Old Friends. This is the stamp set. And then Sweet Old Friends dies. You can get them separately or bundled. Sweet Words and Labels. And then Sweet Words and Labels dies. These all come in the complete suite. And then the 100 Acre Woods 3D embossing folder. So I know that they are called, you know, have different names. So sometimes it's hard to find them. Okay. I do have all of these. I bought the whole suite, so I will show them to you. But there are some other things. These are the 2 that come with the suite. There are these Ouch, it's called Ouch Bundle with the Band-Aids, which I think are really cute. And again, you can buy them together as a bundle or separately. You do save if you buy them together as a bundle. And then there's this Splash and Relax bundle. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure I'm allowed to show you this yet. Well, I already am, so here we go. Splash and Relax dies and stamp set. Thoughtful Octopus. This is cute. Natural Artistry. I saw some gorgeous cards made with this peacock. And then there's a seahorse. And then just Peachy. So, a peach. It looks like it could be an apple. So really what I wanted to show you is the Silly Old Bear suite, which is what I used to make these. So let's look at the paper. And I have used a lot of these for my samples. But I'll show you why I called it Easy Cards. Look at this paper. This paper, this is why I think it's easy, because you can cut these out. Now, if I were going to buy this paper pack, I would get the Sweet Words dies, because then it cuts this right out. Okay, so that's what makes it super easy. You get these, and then you see how these fit right on here, perfectly fit. And then you can cut them right out and then just basically plop it on a card and you're almost done. I mean, that's what I did here. It's really simple. So that's why I called it Easy Cards. So I recommend, at least if you get the paper, get these dies. The reverse side is this really pretty stripe. And then there's also this paper that has backgrounds. So again, you can make an easy card with these. Add some of the stamped characters onto these scenes, and then you got a little card too. So that's why I ended up getting the whole suite, because I could just see so many things being made with it. Here's the back. This is the new color, hydrangea hue. It's kind of an Eeyore color. But on this card, I used one of those backgrounds and then added the characters on there. Okay, let's see. There's this one with Tigger, Kanga, Piglet, Eeyore. I think that's it. Oh, Owl, and then the rabbit. Here's Pooh and Piglet. There's a little picnic. I love this with the honey. This would be really cute for the state fair pictures, Vicky, because I always take a picture in that one room with all of the honey lined up of the different colors. Wouldn't that be cute on that? I'm going to do that. And the back of this one is the new, I think it's called Barely Blush. And then the back of this one is the Golden Glow. I really like this paper. This one also has some of the honey pots. It says honey and then some of the characters. And then the back is the hydrangea hue, but kind of, I don't know, almost looks like clouds. And then this one, this is a really nice background. This one, I think, too, you could add little characters. There are a couple of Pooh hiding there. But I did use this as a background for some of my cards. So this is the 100 Acre Woods. And then look at the back of this. It's got a map, the 100 Acre Woods map. So I'm going to do our pictures when we actually went to the 100 Acre Woods. Do they have the bridge? I have to look to see if they have the bridge here. Pooh Sticks Bridge. Got Rabbit's house, Sandy Pit, Kanga's house, Pooh Bear's house, Piglet's house, Where the Woozle Wasn't, Floody Place. So cute, really cute. I think that is all the papers, because these, I've shown you all of these. Okay, that's all the papers, guys. Which one's your favorite? Which one's your favorite paper? Okay, here are the stamps and the dies. So I love these stamps with all of the characters, and then there are dies that cut these out. Okay, so these, all the characters can be cut out, and even the honey pots, this honey pot. And then there's extra things like you can die cut a honey pot. There's these little hexagons, and I did cut it out of paper, and you can see I use it as a stencil for that. There's honey drizzle. So, and then there's some leaves. So there's a few more than just cutting out these characters. That is one thing that I love about Stampin' Up! Dies. I mean, with the Close to My Heart dies, they always cut out the, not all, but most of the stamped images, but there was never like extra things that it cut out. So I really kind of love that. Let me put this back in here. And then the other suite is, not sweet, but the other bundle is these sweet words and labels. Again, they've got all of these things. And these are beautiful. I think these would be great for like wedding cards, birthday cards, baby cards, because it's just got a really very nice shape. Like, I love this shape. So you don't have to cut out the Pooh pictures, right? You can just cut out, like I did here, a colored cardstock, and then do a white cardstock for one level in and then stamp on it, right? So I think this is a really good universal die set. And then these ones you can stamp and cut out, which I did do on this card. This card, I stamped the outline and then cut it out. Whereas these ones, It's part of the print. And then the words they're kind of Pooh-like, but they're not 100%. They don't have to be Winnie the Pooh. Like, the best kind of days are the days spent together. That doesn't have to be like Winnie the Pooh. Oh, bother. Okay, that's kind of Winnie the Pooh. Old friends are the best friends. It never hurts to keep looking up. Sometimes when you go looking for happiness, happiness finds you. I will love you until forever and even after that, and you deserve a little treat. I think I used some of these on here. So I just went ahead and got the whole suite because I could see general uses for all of these sets. And then the last thing is the 100 Acre Woods embossing folder. This is a 3D embossing folder. And it's the map of the 100 Acre Woods. So I used it here. I don't know if you can kind of see. My computer's a little bit lag, so it's hard for me to see. Yeah, okay, you can see it on the screen here. And I also used it on this one to make, what I did is I embossed this sheet and then I cut out the middle. So, okay, who is ready to start? This does feature one of the new colors, which is Golden Glow. And Golden Glow is like exactly Winnie the Pooh color. So I'm sure that was part of the process, right? I'm sure they didn't just happen to make this Pooh colored and then have a Pooh suite. I did, if you are coming to my National Scrapbooking Month crop next Saturday and I sent you a make and take, I did stamp one of the thank yous in this color. In fact, well, I stamped all of the new colors. Well, I stamped all of the new colors except for the Barely Blush, and then I used that as the card base. So you can see all of the new colors. Okay, why don't we start with the easiest one, which is this one, and then we'll see how we go. Okay? Let's start with this one. So this one's really easy. I used an old olive card base. Let me see. Let me tell you what the colors are in this. Barely Blush, Basic Black, Cajun Craze, Cherry Cobbler, Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Golden Glow, that's a new one, Hydrangea Hue, a new one, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Timid Tiger, and Very Vanilla. Okay, so let's see, I do have some of my things here ready to go. I was afraid that I would use them up, so I set them aside because I was working on a scrapbook layout. So, okay, so here I have a card base. It's a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And I'm going to fold it in half. This is the 8.5 by 11, so it is single tone. It is not two-toned, which I remembered when I started sanding. When I started sanding this thing to kind of have the embossing show, and I'm like, oh, I used single color, so that's not going to help very much. So, okay. And then I used that, remember that background paper of the trees, and I cut this one 5 1/4, and then I'm going to cut it 4. My computer's just not updating very much, so, but I can see on my phone. So I'm going to cut this at 4. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm just going to adhere this to the card base. And you want to make sure the 5 1/4 is, you know, landscape, because you want the trees to be upright. So think about the orientation of your paper before you put it down. And then if you don't have, you know, this set, but you get the dies or whatever, this is a very general layout. You can do this, like I said, with a baby card or with a anniversary card or a Mother's Day card. You probably wouldn't get this by to make Mother's Day card if you order it on Tuesday, but okay. So what I did then is I took this sheet, and I cut right along here, and I cut along here, and I cut along here, and then I used the dies to cut these all out. So I have them all cut out. I don't know if I showed you this one. There's one that has this shape too. So I cut these all out. So I used a few, whatever. So I'm going to use this one here because I'm going to do an old friends are best friends thing again. To cut out most of the Winnie the Pooh ones, all of the ones that are this shape, you use the second from the inside, and it cuts a smooth edge around it. For your mat, you want to use the biggest one, and on this one, it is a like a dotted edge. Maybe you can see it better on here, but it makes a little dotted edge around it. Okay, this has no edge. The biggest one has a dotted edge. And then if you look, the next one has a dashed edge. This one has a, I don't know, I'll call it like a pie crimping, like you put forks around it. And then this one is a dots border. Okay, so they do have different shaped borders, which I like. So I already cut these out, but I'm going to cut the border for you to show you how easy it is. So I have my stamp cut and emboss machine. And I'm using Old Olive, and this is the largest die. I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, this die set is amazing, and I think that they really hit it out of the park by having all of the different edges and that on here. I think that's really, really cool. So again, this one is, you can see kind of the dashed, the dot. Well, it's more dotted, but you can see that there. Okay. So now we're just going to put this on here. I love this too, but since I cut all of the circles out, I'm not going to be able to use any of that paper, but okay, now look how nicely it fits. You see how nicely it fits right in there? It's a really nice nested set. Okay, and I'm going to pop this up with my Stampin' Dimensionals. Now these items become available on Tuesday, and this Winnie the Pooh suite is going to be really popular. It's sold out for the demonstrators right away. So I think it's going to be popular with customers too. I think these would make really cute baby cards too. A lot of people do Winnie the Pooh for a baby theme, right? Okay, and then let's just do our sentiment. I used the Very Vanilla, and I don't know if you noticed, but on here there's also a sentiment die, and then if you wanted to, you could use a mat for it. So that would work. So let's cut this out. With these cards, I did try to use like all of the products to show you. The only thing I didn't really use was the stamp of the characters, because I wanted to try and make a lot of cards, or, you know, several cards, and I figured that, you know, coloring everything in might take some time. Okay, so let's stamp on here. Let's get the stamp set. I did Old Friends Are the Best Friends. I think I used that. Type of card. Okay, and I'm going to use, let's see, I had ink here. What did I pull? I'm going to use Mossy Meadow. And hey, did you hear about the new design for the ink pads? I'll show you. When I use the, I'm going to use the Golden Glow, and it's the new style. So right now, the new style is only the 2026-2028 in colors. But next year, all of the colors will switch to the new design. And they're going to do a color refresh. So it's going to be more than just, I think, the in colors. So some other colors will be coming and going. I don't know. I've never been at Stampin' Up with a color refresh, but that's what I heard. Okay. And so all we need to do is put this on. Now, I put a dimensional on the right side, but I'm adding just adhesive here because this is already popped up. So I think I'm going to put it like right there. Oh, I didn't take the backing off of this. Make sure you take the backing off. There you go. Okay, and then I have these dots. And I think these are from a paper pumpkin because they came in these little things, but I'm going to use them. And I mean, really, you don't have to put dots on, but I love it to finish off the card. Okay, let's put one here. Okay, that's our first easy card. And it's 7:30, plus I did a whole bunch of showing you the product, so I think that was fast. So you can make, let's look at how many are on this sheet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There were 13 designs, and then there's 2 of these sheets. So you can make 26 cards like that, right? If you do this simple design. So easy. The only thing I had to stamp was the sentiment. So this actually would be a good project if you're going to a retreat or going to a workshop or something. You have to bring something. Bring this suite and you can make lots and lots of cards. And that doesn't count those scenes either. So 26 cards if you want to make them just like this. And then I would, of course, put some vanilla inside there. Okay, that was card number 1. Here were the other cards. I was planning on making this one, but I have these ones too. Does anybody prefer one of the other ones? I might be able to get this one too, because I want to show the embossing folder too. Any votes? Got kind of a minute to vote. Let's see, what else do we have over here? I've got this stuff here. Number 2. This one? Is this number 2? The middle one? Okay, so I'm assuming this is the middle one. Okay, let's do the embossing one then. Okay, let's go embossing. Okay, so this green is 4 by 5 1/4. Let's see, is this 5? Okay, so 4 by 5 1/4. Let's see. Okay, and then this card base I used very vanilla. Oops. Sorry, I hit my phone with my hand. Okay, so let's cut this at 5 1/2. Oops. And then I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. Now again, this is single color. I don't have any two-tone. So you're not going to be able to see it, sanded down. But okay, so I'm going to use this. Okay, let's get the embossing machine out. And for a 3D embossing folder, which this is a 3D embossing folder, 100 Acre Woods 3D embossing folder. So with a 3D embossing folder, you just put the plate down, plate 1, and then the special 4 plate with the embossing folder in between. If you have a different machine, it's going to be a different sandwich, obviously, but that's what you do here. Okay, so I have the card in a portrait orientation, okay? And so the 100 Acre Woods embossing folder is landscape on here. I don't know if you can see. So the trees are going up, you know, are growing up this way. You got the little river and such. So keep in mind the direction that you want to go when you put your paper in. So I'm going to try and capture this right in here. Let's put it like that. I don't know if you can see like what part will be showing, but there you go. Okay, and then here is the 4 plate. And these actually go through really smoothly. This is why I really love the Stampin' Up! Stamp Cut and Emboss machine, because on my big kick, the 3D embossing folders, I really couldn't find a good sandwich for those. I'm going to put this down for 1 second. That's a big embossing folder. So the size, let's look at the size. It's 6 by 8.5. Yeah, and it goes pretty much, you know, all the way across. So you can change the design that you see based on like where you put it. Like if I put it over here, I'm going to get more of this open area, whereas here I've got more of the forest. Let me see if you can see the embossing on that. So cute. Okay, so let's put this on here. Uh-oh, I feel like this is going to run out. Now with the, oh, there we go, it's out. Let's work a little bit more. With the 3D embossing folder, there we go, that was the last of it. I use more adhesive than normal, which you guys may say, how is that possible? But I do because, you know, with all the nooks and crannies, I feel that sometimes if you don't use a lot, it doesn't stay down. And I am putting the embossed side up. However, the river is like debossed, which I think is really kind of cool. The rest, you know, this is pretty much all embossed, but then the river is debossed, which I think is special. Let me get some adhesive. Okay. Now, let's look at this. We need to cut the circle. Let me get my circle die. Okay. I think I used this biggest one here. So this circle is 3 1/4 inch diameter. Let's see. I've got some very vanilla here. Let's get this back on here. And actually what's good about this is I can show you a couple other techniques with this besides just the embossing. Okay, put this in. I'm just using the regular sandwich to cut. Wait till you see the special new impressions dies that we got. I made a couple cards with them today. They're so cool. Okay. Put this back. Now, in the dies, let's see, which die is it? Okay, in this one, I showed you that there's this little thing here. It's kind of deceptive because it's got a square, but it's not. It's just this. So what I did is I just cut out a square, a piece of scrap that I had, and I, ran it through. And now I'm going to use this as a stencil. Okay, so here is the new color, the new ink pad, Golden Glow. It's like the old Close to My Heart one, so it's magnetic. It is a felt pad. And if you compare it to the old Close to My Heart, or the old Stampin' Up stamp pads, it's longer and skinnier. And obviously they open up differently. These are I think these ones are foam pads, right? At least for the bigger ones, they're foam pads, whereas these ones are felt pads. They're not as juicy as these ones are. So I do like to stamp on a foam pad or something, but just FYI. So let's use this as a stencil. Let me find the card. So I just kind of put this here. It's nice if you have a scratch sheet of paper nearby. And I'm using a blending brush, getting the color on here. And then I'm just going to blend through there, making sure I don't go off the edge of that. And then, so I made that kind of darker. If you want to make it a little bit lighter, you don't go over as much, or you go off on your paper a little bit more. Do another one. And then I decided to go off the paper a little bit. So I have one kind of like here. And then let's do some right up here. Okay, that's good enough. But you can do however much you want, however little, or however much you want. If you were going to stamp Pooh using, this stamp, I would do it now. But I am going to use the paper. So I'm going to pop this up. Yeah. It's, it's like I just got used to these ones, although I only had 5 of the old Stampin' Up, or the current Stampin' Up designs, I guess I should say, whatever, old, current. The mini dots, I think, are the felt pads, so I've been using those a lot more than the other ones. Okay, so I'm going to put this kind of this direction, and I did make it kind of down. It's not centered, it's down from center, and it is a little bit to the right. So I kind of put it a little bit more in the bottom corner. Okay. Okay, now here's something else that's special that I wanted to show you. I gotta find the right one, but you know what, this is really low tonight. It's right here. So it's I'm bumping it more often. Okay, so you can see, I guess, because for my scrapbook layout, look at this. These dies fit the paper images. Isn't that great? Okay, now I've got to find the Pooh. Where's the sitting down Pooh? Oh, here he is. I was like, did I lose him already? So look, this is going to fit right on here. Isn't that amazing? So I like that because then you don't have to color a lot. Okay, so let's put this on here. And I did find that they were spaced well enough apart that you could, you know, pretty much get all of these. I probably don't need washi tape, and if I can't find the end, I'm not going to use it. Well, it's been really easy to see because the designs don't overlap, but it's like I ended it in a perfect place. Okay, I'm not going to use it because I don't want to waste time. He looks pretty good. I don't know. We'll see. See how he is. Okay, and now here's little Pooh. Isn't he cute? Right out of the paper. But again, if you have the stamp set, you can stamp and color it in. And so let's just adhere him on there. Where did my little, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. I'm going to put him right here. Okay. And then here I die cut the honey pot. There are honey pots here and here. There's kind of a few different colors, and there is a die that cuts it out. Okay, so you can cut that from the paper too. I'm going to use this one because it's a little bit bigger, so I like that. And then there's this little honey drip. So let's do that. I've got some some paper here. Wait, this is not the brown. I wanted the brown. Okay, this is pecan pie. So again, you can make these easier just by cutting out, you know, the honey pot from the paper. Again, we're trying to make easy cards, and this one really isn't too difficult. then I need some golden glow for the honey. I kind of just kept some of my scraps so that I could use for things like this. And while I have the stamp cut and emboss machine up here, I'll cut out this. This actually, we could use the other one. Let's just use this one because it's part of the. This is from Citrus Blooms. I like that. I like this size. So, but you can use the one that's in the die suite. I just wasn't sure that it would fit across the card and not bump into Pooh. Okay. Does Stampin' Up! Have a magnet for the die cut machine? I don't think so. But I did not look at that. But I don't remember hearing anything about it, so. Okay. So that's stamp. I did You Deserve a Little Treat because he's having his honey. And that comes with the sweet words and labels. So you can see why, like, you kind of need the whole suite, I feel. Because there's so many cool things. I wasn't going to get the sayings. But then I was like, some of these are so cute. And I really liked having these. So I just went ahead and got it. Okay. Let's do the Mossy Meadow. I don't have an old olive. Well, I may in the ink spots, but I have this one handy. Okay, You Deserve a Little Treat. There we go. And like the other one, I put a dimensional just on this side and then adhesive on the other side because my circle is popped up. Put it right there. There we go. And let's do the honey pot. Again, I use pecan pie. And then this is the new Golden Glow. Oh, that reminds me, I was going to show comparison. I'll have to get that from my box. Okay, just talking to myself. Okay, and then I did use the dots. And here they are. You can get a set of dots with all of the new colors. This stamp reminds me of Mick. Yeah, she needs a little treat. And Ellie's becoming Mick. So these are the new colors. Let me move this one over. I don't know why he's there. Okay, this is Peaceful Pine, Hydrangea Hue, Crispy Cantaloupe, something Cantaloupe, Golden Glow, and then the Barely Blush. So I'll use the Golden Glow because, right, it's honey, right? So we need to have the Golden Glow. Okay, so there's this one. Okay. So there's card number 2. Let's see if I can, I don't know if I can do a quick round of this one because I wanted to show you these ones. Well, I'll just tell you about it because I'm not sure if there's others that I could use. I probably there are, but I didn't want to have to cut into the whole sheet. Well, there's this one. So this is the one that I used for this. And actually any of those would work. The problem is I don't know where, oh here they are. Okay. See, I already have these all kind of cut out. Oh, and this is the one that I cut out from here. I saved it because that would make a good background, you know, matte. Okay, so let's do this one. I think this one will work. I'll try and talk less. I don't know. I don't know if that'll be possible. Let me shut this before I stick my hand in it. Okay. Make a card base out of very vanilla 5.5. Score it at 4 1/4. I can't find my bone folder right now, so I'll just do that. Okay, now this is a little bit slightly smaller than that. It's 4 by 5.5. So that's one of the reasons why I covered it. So let's just stick this on the card base directly. I'm going to center it. Although it is going to be covered, so it doesn't quite matter. Okay, let's see. Let's make this one 4 by 5 and a, oh, no, 4 1/4. 4 1/4 by 5.5. Because we want it to fit the whole card front. It is 5.5. Wait, I'm gonna put these away because I have a feeling I will lose these. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's run this through the embossing. I'll do a different area of it so you can see. You guys, I think have, and you can see my crafter math here, so I had to find everything. Okay, so let's put this Oh, I'm going to put it all the way to the right, just so you can see the difference. So remember with the embossing, 3D embossing folder, it's the plate 1 and then plate 4. Okay, and then, so here's this design. If you can see, it's a little bit different than the other one. Okay, now to cut this one, we need the regular setup, the 1, 2, 3. And then I used the biggest die. Oh, here's my bone folder. Found it. I used the biggest die. Hey, you know what? I could use this one. Let's see. Is this the one that I used? Yeah, I used this one. It's the biggest one. And it's going up and down this way. So, and when you do this, you want to try and center it. Okay. That looks pretty centered. Okay, so now I've got the outline, and then I'll save this for a mat. If I had done this one first, I could have used that for my first card. Okay, so now let's just put this on top. I did go around the edges, and then I kind of came in a little bit closer on these corners. Okay. I'm going to put it on the embossed side, and now I'm trying to make sure I can see if the trees are going the right way. Okay, like this. So cute. Okay, now that's cut out. Let's see who's left on our... I've got Al and Tigger. I got Pooh and Piglet. Let's see. Trying to see if there's another one that it cuts out, but I think we'll have to go with those ones. Well, I've got these. Why don't we do, we'll do the same Pooh. And then, who should we do? Let's do Eeyore. Maybe I can send this one to Cheryl. Again, you could stamp these if you wanted to. But I'm trying to go fast, so let's cut them. And then we'll almost be done. Okay. So, let's see, which one is, it must be, here's a donkey, a little donkey boy. Now, if you want to get these like perfectly centered, I've talked about this before, cut a piece out of, you know, a darker color, and then use that as a guide so you know that you've got it perfectly centered. But I'm happy with how that turned out. It's not perfect, but Al could sit on the branch. Oh, Al, yeah. Let's see, where's the branch? Let's see. Oh yeah, let's put Al on the branch. I love that idea. I already cut out him, but we'll cut out Al. And then we need the Pooh. And there is Pooh and Piglet, the one together. He's on there too. They're together. Ow. This is a genius idea. We might be able to keep Eeyore on there, but if not, we'll use him on a different card. Oh yeah, he's came out pretty good. And then let's do Pooh. Where did he go? Here he is. We did not see Winnie the Pooh characters on our Disney trip, which I'm kind of sad about because I had all of this stuff. I wanted to use it. I should have made them do Crystal Palace breakfast, but we did Cinderella table instead. Okay, I think we're good on that one. Okay, let's put Al up here. Where did my... don't know where my little sheet went. Oh, Al, he's so cute. Oh my God, he fits on there perfectly. He looks like he... Okay, let's do Pooh. Put him there. Oh, but we got to figure out where we're going to put the sentiment. I'll put the sentiment down here. Okay. And this one I did use the small one here. It's a little bit long. Let's see about using this one. I think this one will fit better. We're almost done. We've got, how many cards is that? 3 cards? We did pretty good today, guys. I just wanted to show you how amazing the suite is. So I was trying to use all of the products so you can see all of them. The variety. Okay. Let's see if that sentiment will fit on here. Okay, what did I use? I used Old Friends Are the Best Friends. Okay. It'll fit on there. And I will use the Mossy Meadow. It kind of goes with the scheme. And when you buy the new ink pads, you can obviously still use the old ones. There's not going to be anything wrong with it when they do the refresh of the new design for all of the colors next year. So don't worry about that. Just from, this point on, your new ones will just have the new design. Okay. And I didn't pop it up. I just put it right on here. But I did use, here I used the green, but it's not the green, it's not the pine from the new set. This is, I think, actually those are from the, do you remember that, like, vegetable set that had the, like, the tomatoes and the carrots and all that? That's, I think that's what that one's from. Let's just use these ones that we have out. Just to give it something, because I don't like them to go naked without a gem or something. Okay, so there's our card 3. And so you could do so much with the scenes. I've seen people have all of the characters sitting around a picnic, kind of something like this, but you know, cutting out all of the characters. So, okay, so here are the ones we made today. I think this is the one I did today. It doesn't matter. And this is the one I did today. So we made all of these today. This suite will go live on Tuesday. The May online exclusives. You can see here how if you use the two-tone cardstock, you can get that really nice sanded effect. Oh, this is one that I was talking about where it looks like they made them all sitting around. So all these products will be available on Tuesday, plus everything in the new catalog. I'm doing a walkthrough on Wednesday with all of the products. Well, I'm going to walk through the whole catalog. I did not buy everything. I have, I think I did 4 suites. So, and then I bought one of the impressions dies to show you because I wanted to see how that worked. Now next week, I'm going to continue the Pooh theme, and I'm making a scrapbook layout. So this is what I'm doing next week on my normal Sunday lives. Again, it's a general design, so even if you don't have this suite, obviously you can do the scrapbook layout with, you know, whatever you have on hand. But that's what we're doing next week. Okay? Any questions about these products before I head out? So much fun. Let's do it like that, just something different. So much fun. Oh, and I didn't get to this one. This is the one. These ones are just 1-inch strips, and they're all of the designs. You know, 1-inch strips of those, and then I put I popped this up. Okay. Okay, if there are no questions, I hope to see you on Wednesday to look through the new catalog. Guys, this is a really good catalog. I think this is my favorite catalog so far from Stampin' Up. I really had to restrain myself to not buy more. I've been trying to, you know, be sensible. So there's a lot of things in there that I like, especially the Pooh. So I was flabbergasted when I saw that they had a Winnie the Pooh suite. Now, again, it's not in the catalog, it's the online exclusives, but I was really surprised. So, okay, see you Wednesday, and then Sunday for the scrapbook, and Saturday's my National Scrapbooking Month virtual crop. So there's a lot going on this week, everybody. So see you later. Bye.